Yo, look at all these hot, beautiful skins that we're not getting because somehow Yostar thought it was a better idea to sell it as a figurine rather than to make me spend 100 original prime just for one goddamn Blaze skin. Just why, Yostar? Why can't I have Blaze and Gavial for myself? I am freaking sad. This, my friends, might just be the hottest event you can get in Arknights. I'm talking about the upcoming Gavial the Great Chief Return event, where both the new operators and new skins are some of the most visually appealing ones that you can get. Yes, there are these two story skins that we are only able to eye candy, but nevertheless, the operators, however, are something to look forward to. I would not say that they are the most busted operators you must own, but for some, they have decent kits that you can look forward to if you want to experience new gameplay or playstyles. Should you be pulling for these operators? Let me guide you through briefly about the 4 new operators, Tomimi, Acid Drop, Flint, and Eunectus, helping you decide whether or not you should pull for them. Let's start with Tomimi. Tomimi is not someone that you will have to pull, but rather the new welfare operator you can get from the event, and while always nice to receive free stuff, I would say that she is the most underwhelming one in my opinion, especially when she is compared directly behind one of the best welfare operators that is seen. She's a caster that changes into physical damage when activating her skill, but very strangely incomparable to Kyobi, who is the first instance of such a skill set. I'll explain to you why I say so. Her talent states that when skill is active, attacks will change to physical damage, only to attack enemies on ground, and worse off, range is shortened to just the 1 tile in front and the 2 tiles beside her, with the plus side being her attack increased by 120% when E2 max pot. Skill 1 is a little boring, it's just an attack speed increase, but you can expect this to serve very well when attacking mobs of enemies with low to mid defense, and maybe mid to high resistance, explaining why you would want to use Tomimi in the first place. Skill 2 is entertaining. So entertaining that in fact it is so hard to use, where it says that every attack has a percentage chance to activate one of the 3 following effects: stunning the target, dealing much higher attack, or giving splash AoE damage. This is a whole big problem of its own, because without Mastery 3, you are going to play with a percentage chance that is lower than 100% to activate one of the effects. Although the chance is still high at 70% when rank 7, but RNG is not very enjoyable or consistent to begin with. This results in a problem where I do not know whether skill 1 or skill 2 is better, since their downtime and uptime are about the same. Surely, skill 2 Mastery 3 will serve better, but at rank 7, it will be hard to say. I must interject here to mention that if you have a max Tomimi with Mastery 3, her physical damage when getting the 220% damage effect is one of the highest you can get, which will let her slap many enemies easily. 3070 physical damage with a max Tomimi is crazy high. If that interests you, maybe that's why you want to build Tomimi. But still, with her not being regular in her attacks until well built and with levels and masteries, such a high investment unit is not what I would recommend building unless you are surely ready to commit. As to why you maybe want to even commit in the first place, maybe you're just someone who's very interested in her gigantic tail. Anyways, next up will be Acid Drop. My biggest draw to her already is her talent being like Project Red, where it says that every attack will deal damage equal to at least 25% of her attack and increase to 34% if the enemies are at 2 tiles ahead. This is good when battling against high defense unit, but yet you still want to be able to pierce through them though your attack is lower than defense. Once again, skill 1 is boring, which is only an attack speed increase like Tomimi, while skill 2 is very fascinating, which states that attack is increased and will deal 2 hits onto a target at once. This can be very appealing to many 4-star accounts, and if you do not have snipers of this archetype, that being Province and Shorts. I'm sure Dr. Silvergun is elated to hear about this operator coming. With her being a 4-star however, I would not put her as the greatest of priority, since her kit is not broken like Moto or J and is replaceable with the higher rarities. Consider the state of your account at the moment to see whether or not you would need to build her. The next 5 stars is Flint, adding onto the Brawler archetype. We are going to get an exceptional 6-star Brawler soon, which is Mountain, but while waiting, Flint is here. I freaking love Flint by the way, she's so damn good looking. Her talent confuses you at first, where attack is increased when dealing damage to enemies she is not blocking. Why this exists is because of her skill. Skill 1 is an offensive recovery skill that raises her attack, pushing the enemies away slightly and slowing them. Skill 2 drops her block count to 0, raising her attack and attack speed with each attack slowing the target enemy. These two skills are particularly good when battling against low to mid defense enemies and possibly even swarms of them, since skill 2 raises her attack speed by quite a crazy bit. Brawlers benefit the greatest from attack speed increases. Despite this overall kit being incredibly fun, I would say that she is not crucial at all, as brawlers up to this point have never really appeared as a much necessary archetype. This would change when Mountain comes, but for now, I would rather you have a 5-star Spectre to AoE grind enemies than to have Flint who blocks 1 or 2 enemies, which you must hope she tears your enemies fast, otherwise she'll need a blocker, defender or guard to support her behind. Lastly, our 6-star this time is Eunectus. Eunectus' track record for the Chinese server is max risk in the most recent CC4 LED seal, scoring a risk of 32. While this might pique some of your interest, she's not going to be the craziest of 6 stars that you will want to wail on. When HP is higher than 50%, her attack gets increased. When HP is below, the physical and arts damage she receives are reduced by a considerable amount. Also, when she's Elite 2, she gets an additional 0.2 SP per second when blocking an enemy. It sounds busted as of now, but although she's a defender, she's the first defender with only a block count of 1. Oh, and not to forget one major problem. She can only gain SP when she blocks someone. Yes, you heard me right. Only when she blocks someone. Meaning a Liscam, Warframe or Telopsis to assist her doesn't even operate until someone is onto Eunectus. It's extremely weird, but let us run through her skills. Her skill 1 is a passive skill with attack and defense increase. You normally do not go for this unless for some reason you're only going to use her for the 1000 physical damage she provides to one enemy. She already costs 33 DP without pots, so I would rather you turn to skill 2 and 3. Skill 2 slightly increases her attack interval, but attack is increased by a large amount and blocked enemies or simply the one she is attacking is stunned throughout the skill. This makes her seemingly immune since no one can touch her except ranged enemies or explosive ones, and the damage she deals is mad high. The biggest bread and butter of all is skill 3. At Mastery 3, her attack is raised by 230% and defense increased by an additional 160%. Block count will be finally raised up to 3 like a normal defender, and best of all, she recovers HP at 6% per second. This skill is basically a boss tanker or high defense or resistance enemy tanker because the stats increase is one of the highest. It is nowhere close to a Max Schwartz, who is still the highest in the game as of now with more than 4200 physical damage, but Eunectus is still doing pretty darn good with big self-sustain because of her 1750 defense when maxed. To summarize the kit, it is what I would consider as a powerful niche. You will not take her into every situation, but when the conditions fit, she is going to be a festival show to have along. Definitely she is not an easy operator to use, needing to juggle with her 1 block, her high DP cost, and the ability to only regenerate SP when blocked. But if you are a big brain doctor, she'll be no problem. My verdict on whether you should pull for them? At least for me, I will not be going aggressive on this banner. If the kit as I have described to you appeals to you, sure, why not pull for yourself? But otherwise, for me personally, I would not really bother about this banner and skip for the next one, like Surtur's banner. With the operators covered, events would have to come with new skins, and this event continues with the Coral Coast series with Silver Ash, KOB, and Croissant getting swelteringly great skins. Silver Ash has the Explorer skin, with him rocking a pirate suit. Croissant also has the same name of Explorer with a skimpy desert biker skin, and KOB Summer Flowers wearing a desert-themed swimsuit. This will also have 3 V1 skins being Ifrit, Vigna, and Sora. At the end of the day, the most free-to-play thing I want to hear about is what materials do I get out of playing this, and boy, there are plenty of great materials to dine into from this event. 28 Originate Primes are waiting for you to collect, along with a good amount of EXP records, LMD, skill summaries, headhunting permits, Tier 2 to Tier 5 materials with the key being bipolar nanoflakes, incandescent alloy, white horse coals, polyester pack, Orion clusters, and sugar lumps. Appreciated refills for my account actually. The farmable stages will provide Orion clusters, about equivalent efficiency to the famed 1.7 or possibly slightly better, sugar packs, and the especially important RMA 7012, this with about 50% drop rate, a lot better than the story stages, so get farming. But before our materials, there will be new threads that you will find from this event, with the entire team surrounding crocodiles. Lots of new mechanics for you to learn. I do not wish to spoil you or even spoil myself as to what they do, as I want to experience the event stages to the fullest. I play most of the events in Arknights blindly, so if you are keen on seeing my reaction and gameplay, you can watch me live on Twitch, links in the description below. Lastly, if you are a furniture collector interested to get the team sets or to create your custom domes, of course there will be new furniture for you to pick up too, which is the Tribal Inn furniture set. This video will only cover about the Gavial event. I won't be making a Fungi Mist video as I have never played it before to offer you the best advice. I would think that 777 Lucky, Dreamy, and Chandroshi are examples of some who have made brilliant, concise videos on what it is about and what operators to bring. Otherwise, this is all I will be covering, and if you like what you just watched, do like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!